Hey folks, if you're thinking about putting an image gallery on your website, it can be a little overwhelming. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of different plugins to choose from. How do you know where to start? Well, I think a good place to start is with the underlying technology behind the galleries, which is called a lightbox. You ever clicked on a photo or image on a website and it popped up and the background faded or got darker? There's a lightbox that made that happen. So I put together this video to cover several different light boxes, and once you choose a light box that has the features you like, then you can decide what gallery plugin to go with. So if you'd rather read this information or play with this demo, it's available at my website, and you can sign up for my newsletter to keep up with the latest developments, make sure you have latest and greatest gallery and your website. You can also skip ahead with the links I'm posting below the video, and let's get started. So you should know that I'm using the defaults for all these light boxes. They also offer a bunch of features through simple options, and of course just about anything is possible with programming. But again, this is the default behavior, except where I've noted otherwise. Okay, Colorbox is not really a responsive lightbox, but I have set it up with the options max width 100% and max height 100%. And what that does is it ensures that a new image fits within the browser window. So as you can see, that fits, but when I expand the window, the image does not respond. However, Colorbox does offer navigation arrows and a caption by default, as well as a close button. It loops around, so image 2, image 3 goes back to image 1. It does not know the difference between right and left, so if I click on the left side of the image, it advances to the next image instead of going to the previous one. You can close the lightbox by clicking outside of the image. And Colorbox preloads upcoming images to reduce loading time. It does offer numerous simple customizations like overlay opacity and scaling for retina screens, and programmers can extend it without altering its source through callbacks and event hooks. Colorbox is 11.5 kilobytes minified, and it's available through the MIT license. Next up is fancyBox, which is free for non-commercial use, but requires commercial users to pay $19 for a single domain or $89 for an unlimited number of sites. fancyBox provides a lot of features that appeal to commercial photographers, such as disabling context click menus and applying watermarks. As you can see, fancyBox is responsive by default. It gives you navigation arrows, and you don't have to click right on them. If you click the left side of the image, it goes back to the previous image. Right side goes to the next image. And it loops around back to image 1 after you get through image 3, as well as the other way. It does provide a caption area, a close button at the top right, and you can click in the overlay area outside the image to close it. It also preloads 3 images by default, although that's adjustable. It provides for setting minimum, maximum, and automatic height and width. The responsiveness to the window size is an option, and so are navigation key assignments. So right now I'm switching images with the left arrow and right arrow keys, but you can reassign that. Transition timing and method and overlay opacity are also adjustable, and there are a bunch of other things that are in the box, out of the box features too. fancyBox is 23 kilobytes minified, and it's available via Creative Commons non-commercial license. Alright, next up is Image Lightbox. Image Lightbox is very simple by default. It's meant to be used with touch-friendly interfaces, and it is responsive, as I demonstrate here in a second. There it goes. You can click on either side to go to the next or previous image. It does loop around, but you can see that it doesn't provide navigation arrows by default, or a close button, or even a caption area. You have to add all those things yourself as a developer. It is compatible with iOS, Android, and Windows Phone, and it uses transforms and transitions to enhance performance, although that actually probably depends on multiple factors. Image Lightbox's source is available under the MIT license. It's just 4 kilobytes minified, and that's really all there is to Image Lightbox. Nivo Lightbox provides the ability to load content via AJAX. It supports high DPI or Retina images, and supplied transitions in Nivo Lightbox include fading, sliding, and falling. You can see it by default. It provides a caption area, navigation arrows, and it does loop around. It provides a close button at the top right, and you can navigate with arrow keys. That's about it for Nivo Lightbox. It's licensed under the MIT license, weighs in at 7.5 kilobytes minified. Now I'm going to demonstrate PhotoSwipe. A new version of PhotoSwipe is under development, but I'm going to demo the current 3.0.5 version. As you might guess from the name, it's targeting mobile devices in addition to the desktop. And PhotoSwipe does change images, as you can see from a quick swiping motion, as well as via buttons on the bottom right or keyboard. The controls move away if you hover away from the image or click on it, and you can close it with the icon in the bottom left. It does not close if you click outside the image in the overlay. It also doesn't provide captions by default, but you can see that this is PhotoSwipe from the URL up here. The non-jQuery version does not work in Internet Explorer, so you have to use jQuery targeting IE. It does respond to device orientation, swipe gestures, and screen size, and also takes advantage of hardware acceleration and allows the viewer to zoom and pan images. In addition to all that, oops, accidentally selected the image there. It is responsive, and it's pretty hefty JavaScript, about 55 to 60 kilobytes minified, but it is available under the MIT license. That's it for PhotoSwipe. Slimbox 2 is the lightbox I chose for my Concrete 5 Shifty Bricks Gallery plugin. Like Colorbox, it's not responsive by default, but with a slight modification, you can make it so that images fit within a window by default. So like I'm showing you here, again, it's not really responsive, but the way I've set this up, let me show you how with a smaller window the image does pop into their smaller size. So Slimbox 2 does provide next and previous labels that you can click on. You can also click on the image itself, and it does know the difference between right and left. You can click on the close button to close it. You can click outside of the image in the overlay, close that, and it does provide a caption by default. Slimbox 2 is just 4 kilobytes minified, and it's available under the MIT license. It does require jQuery version 1.3 or later, and it does feature several simple customizations like timing of animations, initial box size, looping, and more. Swipebox features navigations by swipe gestures in the keyboard. It boasts compatibility with a large number of browsers and phone operating systems, but does require version 9 plus for Internet Explorer. I can't demonstrate the swipe action on the desktop with the mouse, but I can show you that clicking the navigation arrows works, and so does using the keyboard. It does not loop around by default, but Swipebox does offer a caption and a close button by default, top right. Also, clicking outside of the image in the overlay does not close the image in Swipebox. It's 11.5 kilobytes minified and available under the MIT license. And Swipebox supports YouTube and Vimeo videos.